Hello, 6th grade ELA students. Welcome to Mrs. Bulkovic's class. This is the video that I told you about in class that's going to help you find our team's group, and it's going to walk you through the first class discussion that we're going to be doing. So I have a few goals for us today. With this video that's going to live in our team's group, I want you to be able to use this video to locate that group. So there's going to be reminders about where all of our assignments are held and where our class discussions are going to be. I'm also going to walk you through that very first class discussion post that you're going to need to respond to. So I really want to make sure you know where to find all of those posts, and then we're going to walk through and complete our very first class discussion today. So, with that, we're going to open up Microsoft Teams. Now, if you remember from class, there are two ways you can locate Teams. Right here, there should be an app on your iPad on the desktop where you could click and open up Microsoft Teams. But if for some reason you don't have that app, or if it doesn't open, another way you may be familiar with is make sure you open up Google Chrome. We're going to open another window, and if you go to Office 365 Login, you can log in to all of your apps that you have access to all of the apps you have access to through Microsoft. Now, because I've already logged in with my @ops.org credentials. So you're going to, if I've already logged in, so it took me directly to Office 365, but if you haven't, you're going to have to put in your student information at ops.org. Do not forget the @ops.org, it's your email, and then your student number is going to be your password. So whatever you put in for your lunch code, once you log in, it should take you to your Office 365 page. And if you look along the side, you may see the Teams icon, or our handy dandy waffle will also take us to Teams. And once you have Teams open, you should see all the classes that you're enrolled in. Now mine opened up our ELA group, but if it doesn't, here are all the classes I belong to, and you would see all the classes you belong to. Now it's not just going to have this year's classes, it's going to have the classes you took last year as well. So you're going to want to make sure to look for the right class that you're in. So for all of our ELA classes, make sure you're looking for 6th grade, because that's what grade you're in, and then locate which period you're in ELA. So I'm going to go ahead and open up period 1, but if I see you period 2, 3, or 4, you're going to want to look for that class. But make sure it says 6th grade so that you're not in your English Language Arts class from last year. The very first page it's going to open to is where we're going to complete our class discussions. So if you look at the top here, you can see it says Posts. This is a place where we can communicate with one another, not just you and I communicating, but you're communicating to every single student in our class that's in your class period. I also want to remind you that I will be periodically uploading files here for us. So if you take a look, I have our class materials and our notes. If you open up our notes, in here I will put all the things that you actually are going to have to take the notes on. You're going to have to do some typing, or if you rather, like I said, you can take a picture and you can edit that photo, and you'll be able to upload your photo into this file to keep and store all of the notes. We will have a class notebook, and this will be for some daily journal prompts that we'll work on. Besides the post where we're going to complete our first class discussion today, the other big thing you need to be focused on when you're at home and you're working on assignments is the assignments tab. Now, if you notice, we just barely started our first unit the other day, and our very first text, the Ravine, has a selection test that's going to be due within the next week. All the assignments that are going to be assigned are going to be housed here. So this is a really good tab to check to make sure you have been turning in everything that's due. So these are going to be tests that you're going to be taking when you're at home. We're going to be doing some of the reading and discussing the text in class. So we'll review for this before this is due. But I just wanted to give you that reminder to please be checking your assignments tab. You'll be able to keep track of your grades here in Teams. So I won't be posting them in class. If you're wanting to know how you, once we complete that test, how you did on it, we're going to open up our Teams and you're going to be able to keep track of your grades all here in the Teams page. Now, if you remember, I told you about a couple of new websites that we're going to be using this year. We're going to be using this Tinkercad to be completing some projects. We're also going to be using Bulb, which some of you did say that you were familiar with. We'll go more in depth with both of these websites at a later date. But I just wanted to give you the reminder also. Here, this is going to be something new that is going to be important for all of your classes, because Clever is going to link you to all of your online textbooks. So your collection book for language arts, your math textbook, and your science textbook. Once you log in here, it will take you to all of those, and you can actually click where it says Login with Active Directory. Because you've already logged into Teams, Login with Active Directory will already be set up for you. And look, it has my link to my Teams. Here's my math textbook. Here's our textbook. And then you should also see, I believe, your social studies book. Now you'll be more familiar with which one is which. But here are all the textbooks. It links you to the websites so that you can log in. We also have links to some of the sites that we'll be using to complete some of our essays and our projects this year. So that was our first objective. Where do you locate things? I wanted to make sure that you were able to locate our Language Arts Microsoft Teams group. So make sure we're in the right group. Check to see, does it say 6th grade? Does it say the correct period? If so, you found the English Language Arts group that you belong in, and you're not in one of your previous years. The second thing I wanted you to be able to do was find your class discussions. All of our class discussions are going to be kept in the posts. Now that we know, I need to look for class discussions in the post. Now remember, this is another place where I'll give you not only those class discussions, but I'll also give you announcements. Remember, we're going to meet for the very first time on Wednesday. So I have those reminders there for you. So you do actually have to read through what is being posted to find when is it time that I actually need to write and respond. So here it is, beginning our new unit. All of the texts we will be reading in Unit 1 are going to share a central idea. Here's the activity that I mentioned, and you can tell it's an activity because if you notice, I have hyperlinked a website for you to click on. You can tell that it's a hyperlinked site because of two really key features that we talked about in class the other day. The word puzzle is all capital letters. It's also in a different color. Can you see that it's light blue versus the black of the rest of the text? So that's a good way to know there's an activity and a website that it will take you to. So first I want you to complete the puzzle, and then here I want you to reply and respond with what idea you think we're going to be exploring this quarter. We mentioned this in class the other day, that all of the text that we're reading about has some common features and elements that are going to help us answer our theme question. So go ahead, click on that puzzle site, try to complete that puzzle. So when you log in, go ahead, complete the puzzle, and then post your response. What did you figure out from the puzzle? I can't wait to read what you think we're going to be learning about this quarter.